This below-average tale of mediocre admiration starts with a question. How hard can one truly hit? I mean, seriously, how hard could someone actually hit? What if they put their all into the swing? What if they changed up their angle or their stance? One man, however, believed he had found the answer to this question. What if you used an object to amplify your force instead? That man was none other than Sir Whacksimus the Unwise. It was an ingenious idea, to be certain, but that then begged an even more important question. What is the best item to amplify the force of one's attacks with? That, my friend, was where Sir Whacksimus's journey truly began. Though he had great determination and a willingness to whip any woesome whippersnapper into an unwell world, he had no idea where to start his search. That, however, was until he remembered a tale long forgotten by legend of an ancient artifact that would grant the user sight and senses beyond one's wildest dreams. This legend tells of a telescope that can reveal to the user their most desired object and present it before their very eyes. After that, all he would have to do was find whatever it was that he saw, and finally his quest would be partially complete. His adventure began in the humble yet dangerous sands of Fastlane, where he would need to search for a map from a humble traveling merchant that had been known to hold many mysterious maps to many meaningful mounds of merchandise. Why would you be a wandering salesman if your intention was to sell your goods? No one can find you, especially if you're in the middle of nowhere. Hello, fine traveler! Great stars, I'm so sorry. You gave me quite the scare. I wasn't expecting you to appear from, well, wherever you just came from. Yes, I get that reaction a lot. What are you looking for on this fine day, humble, cosplayer? I am Sir Whacksimus, and am on the hunt for an ancient relic of the forgotten world. Galileo's telescope, I've heard the story, yes, you're searching for your true love, or the secrets of the universe, etc., world domination, or something. Well, I am searching for the telescope, but I'm not searching for any of those frivolous things. I'm searching to find the strongest force amplifier in all of the mortal plane. Oh, so like a sword or something. Yeah, kinda like that. Luckily for you, I have myself a copy of the map right here. It's slightly torn, but not in too bad of shape. As Whacksimus received the map, he noticed a multitude of unknown landmarks and symbols that were not familiar to his repertoire of kingdoms and faction borders he had memorized prior to his expedition. There were many more words strewn across the page than he expected from a map, but he was willing to roll with it. Whoops! that would be my grocery list. Gotta grab those for the missus. You know how it is. Now this is the map. Now this was what he envisioned the map being. Oddly enough, it was significantly less raggedy than the grocery list he was handed earlier. How much for the map? I'm willing to pay full price due to your services. No need. You reminded me to grab groceries before I got home. I would have completely forgotten about it without your help. Thank you. It's on the house. Just like that, the merchant was gone. Without a trace, he was out of sight and was quickly out of Whacksimus's mind as he had peered at his newly acquired map and pinpointed his location. Before he knew it, he was off on his adventures once again in search of the telescope. Sir Whacksimus had continued his adventure throughout all of the Badlands, following the guidance of his newly acquired map. His adventure led him through lands he had never seen before, lands filled to the brim with lush greenery and wonderful scenery. He would meet so many friends and many more foes on his journey until he finally reached Lazarus, the sacred home of the ancient artifact he'd so captivatingly been hunting for this whole time. Lazarus was a place he had only heard of in tales of old, a place where mystical and mortal met in a marvelous manner molded not by man, but by the mind of a major member of the immortal. Something felt strange about this place, otherworldly in nature, but it wouldn't stop Sir Whacksimus. Not now. Not when he was so close to avenging the perfect pastry of pie that had been poached prior to his planned departure. As he stood before the monolithic stone that blocked his entry, only one thought came to him. Where next? Now that he was here, all he had to do was simply walk in and peer through the telescope. Assuming the legends were true, his tool would be revealed to him, and all he would have to do is find the guy that grabbed his great gourmet grub. Then, It hit him. He had no idea where the guy was, or heck, what the guy looked like, or who he was. This whole trip, the entire adventure, will be all for naught if he didn't know who stole his pie. He had no time to waste. He needed that telescope now. He approached the door with great caution and conviction. He gazed into it as if it were staring right back with twice the strength of his gaze. Is your plan to bore through the door with your vision? Who are you? Some kind of guardian? Actually, yes. I am the keeper of the telescope. I mean, seriously. Did you think this incredibly powerful object would be left unprotected? Well, no, not exactly. When I got the map from the merchant, he never really said anything about a guardian being here. Wait, a merchant gave that to you? Was he of the traveling variety by any chance? Yes, quite the oddball too. Why sell products and services when you travel across the world to places where people can't find you? I know, what a weird guy. Anywho, if he trusted you with the map, then you must be a trustworthy person. By the way, you never gave me your name. If you don't mind, I'd like to know who's taking the telescope. I am Sir Whacksimus the Unwise, and I don't know how to open this door. Yeah, allow me to help. As the keeper spoke, he equipped a military-grade grenade launcher and blew the door open, fragmenting it into oblivion. The two descended down the staircase, and as Whacksimus approached the telescope that was peacefully and majestically sitting in a perfectly clear pool of sparkling water, he knew what he had to do. Whacksimus drew the telescope from the pool and peered in, and as he gazed into the lens and scope, he saw what his heart truly desired, the strongest force amplifier in existence. It's me? No, you fool. It's the telescope. Oh, neat. Now, let's see who ate my pie. Pie. Whacksimus once again looked into the telescope, and in an instant, his joy and triumph would become anger and pure malice, as the man he saw in the telescope was none other than the one that stood before him now. Oh man, now you've got me thinking of pie. You know, I had one a little while ago, and it was absolutely fantastic, and ever since, I've been looking for one. Seems as if no one bakes them, though. At least, not around here. Hey, so Whacksimus, do you know any good pie suppliers? Whacksimus's head creaked to the side like a massive steel-plated door on a rusted hinge. At this moment, Whacksimus knew for certain what he had to do.
If you know what's good for you, you will run.
In the end, Whacksimus returned with the telescope in hand and the keeper in the other, to bring to the authorities for stealing his pie, of course. However, as it turned out, the authorities didn't really have time for that, as they were currently in hot pursuit of a mysterious figure in an incredibly raggedy cloak who just shoplifted an entire supermarket of all of its goods. The keeper apologized for taking Whacksimus's pie, and he was forgiven. Whacksimus still didn't have a pie to eat, though. That was until the merchant appeared before them and gave each of them a pie or two. This marks the end of the story for our hero, Sir Whacksimus the Unwise. For now. Tune in next time where our story continues with the appearance of Whacksimus's greatest enemy, Moochberry Miles.